and welcome back to the Avengers Reserve Podcast, episode 13. I'm delighted, as always, to be joined by Sad Boy Care. How are you doing today, Care?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Obviously, this episode has been a lot later than we usually do all our other episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a good week and a half, really, since I last spoken to you.
Yeah.
But you're like getting settled now where you are and everything, and just enjoying enjoying life there.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I don't know if settled is the right way to say it, because I'm very, very tired. But yeah, I'm getting more used to being down here and living down here, so that's good.
Okay. No, yeah, it's good stuff. Really, really good. Yeah, like I think I can't remember if I've actually mentioned this or messaged you about it before, because we're going to be changing the episodes now that Loki is no longer every Wednesday. The reason that we try and do them on Wednesday, Thursday, try and get them done as soon as possible. We haven't really got any releases now. The Black Widow's done, that was the same week. I think the one that we're next gearing up for would probably be the What If series, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, so probably looking at like doing these every Friday. What do you think about
that? Yeah. I feel like that's fine. I don't know, because I don't know my schedules. So
okay.
I'm pretty sure I do like nights all the time, so I should be fine.
Yeah.
But
well, I was thinking at least if we do, like, because it doesn't have to be that we do it on a Friday. I just meant like releasing it on a Friday. Yeah. So yeah, then it gives us like the majority of the week to like record and everything like that.
Definitely.
Which I think it should work quite easily.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk Black Widow. Everybody that I had spoken to previously before seeing it, yourself included, said that it was a great movie. Need to go and watch it. Blah blah blah. Did not disappoint in the slightest. Didn't feel like it was underrated. And was a really good tribute to Natasha Romanoff overall, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I am so glad that it was good. Like, I was so worried because a lot of people said the same thing as me, like, when we went to go see it. They were like, oh, I wasn't a huge fan of Captain Marvel, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. And we were all, like, kind of worried that it was going to be kind of underwhelming the way a lot of people found Captain Marvel to be underwhelming. It absolutely was not. It was amazing, and I'm really glad that it was, because I was like really nervous about it.
Yeah, no, it definitely did have that kind of just mystery around it, I suppose. Like you kind of knew what you were getting with a Black Widow movie, but yeah, I think there were certain elements around there which we kind of knew what was going to happen, and yeah, it was just that. Was it going to be that film that people had waited a year to see, and it just wasn't going to be as good as we originally hoped for? Definitely wasn't the case. Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. What did you make of the entire scenario that Natasha Romanoff kind of throws herself into, where she's obviously on the run after Civil War, and just kind of ends up in that whole sort of like family dynamic by mistake?
Yeah. I really liked that whole, like, found family situation, even though it wasn't really, I don't know, but I'm glad that they said it in the time that they did, because we also still don't know, like, what Cap and Falcon were doing during that time either, so it was interesting to see, like, a little bit of a glimpse of, like, what some of our favorite characters were actually doing in the space of, like, however many years before something actually happened again, But
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I think I just really enjoyed kind of seeing Natasha Romanoff get her own kind of screen time and things like that. I really liked that it started off with going into the roots of Black Widow and what she was like as a child and the whole Red Room training. Thought Ray Winston as the sort of the villain was absolutely perfect. Really, really nailed that role. I wanted to see more of Red Guardian, of David Harbour.
Yeah.
Really, really wanted to see more of him.
Yeah, I feel like he was very much like the comedic relief at that point, like in like the entire film, and I don't really know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I don't know the character very well, like I don't know from the comics like what his character's supposed to be, so it could very easily just be like he was meant to be just like comic relief all the time, but
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to see more of like even just like his past or like.
Yeah.
Like, I really genuinely don't know what the whole Captain America thing was about. Like, I want to know if, like, he fought someone that, like, kind of, sort of looked like him and he thought it was Captain America. Or if he, like, actually, I don't know. Like, I want to know, like, what the hell that was about. Because that was just, like, he kept talking about it and I was like, dude, what are you on about? Like...
So this is what I was kind of wondering, actually, as we were just talking about that. I'm kind of wondering, because of the whole time frame that Red Guardian is in, and what we've kind of experienced with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, is if it's actually Isaiah, that Captain America, that he could have been side by side with.
I didn't even think about that.
Right? So that's the way that I've kind of seen it.
You could be right. You could be right.
Yeah. Because the thing that I think about it as well is that, like, I don't really know how much he really knows about the current Captain America, because he's been in prison the entire time, so he doesn't know. He just hears that Captain America is back, but there's no like pictures or anything like that for him to see.
That's really true. That's very true. Because also, like, that was like Cold War era as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
that's
like,
exactly what I think. And they talk about it in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It could have been like a super secret thing, because Isaiah was never actually like out in the public as a super soldier. So like that totally could have happened during the Cold War and they just never told anyone about it.
Yeah.
I like that theory a lot. I did not even think about that. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think it would definitely holds some promise to see some sort of like return for Red Guardian. Maybe some sort of like small little spin-off. I mean, there's so many productions out there by Marvel right now, but a little, you know, old Isaiah, the old Captain America, and Red Guardian. I think something somewhere down the line would be great to see, and 100% would love to see David Harbour sort of back in the MCU. I thought it was fantastic. But that's the one that I kind of took notice of. That's the one that I thought made the most sense. We're going to talk obviously a little bit about as well what I spotted, which is the jacket that Black Widow gets given by Yelena.
Yelena, yeah.
Thank you.
I already have her as my lock screen, so like she's like the love of my life.
But yeah, so the jacket that has like a load of pockets and everything like that.
Yeah.
You can see that Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, actually wears that in every production after Civil War, which I think was a very cool fact. I like that they've kind of gone back to Black Widow and pointed things out and be like, yeah, let's give her this. Whether they were just kind of 10 steps ahead or not.
I think they definitely were. Detail. It's Marvel. They were 100% 10 steps ahead. Like.
Yeah.
I think so.
What did you make of? I'm forgetting her name once again, but Ray Winston's daughter being the kind of.
Oh, predictable.
Yeah.
I predicted it from the moment they said that his daughter died in a fire. As soon as they showed the flashback and everything, I was like, she's not dead. She's the what's it called? The little monster guy, whatever.
Yeah. Little monster guy.
You know what I mean though? Like I don't know. I was just sat there the whole time. I was like, okay, when are they gonna say it? Because it's very obviously her. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's my film major brain, but like, I was just like, that is so predictable. But I also didn't care.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like I kind of felt a bit like that. Like I feel like it really could have been anybody who's been trained how to fight against all different styles of fighting and stuff like that. I think, you know, the whole concept of it being the pheromones of what is his name? Because I'm gonna keep on and end up calling him Ray Winston.
I don't remember. I really don't remember.
But the whole pheromones and that sort of unleashes.
Yeah.
Or what's it called? I can't word it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I can't actually put it into words.
It's like the. I don't know if it's just women though. Because like they were saying that.
I don't know.
So
that's
that
just like his army, isn't it?
Yeah, it was so that none of his widows like turn on him.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps them like it releases a chemical. In
Keeps
their
them
brain
under
that,
his control, basically.
Yeah. That like makes them refuse to be able to like harm him in any way. But like.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's probably everyone. Like, I can't imagine it was just the widows. I'm assuming it was probably everyone. But...
Yeah, well, you see that map, don't you, where it's all over the world and it's all the people that he controls. So...
Yeah.
It is a lot of people.
Yeah. It's a lot of people.
There was... what was I going to say? Yeah, like I think that the fact that, you know, he had kind of so much control over people. What just really struck me at first though when I saw it with Yelena kind of being released from the spell, let's call it, that it was, is that my mind instantly went back to, it was very similar, or looked very similar at least at first, to the Iron Man 3. Do you know the vials that they used to like take?
Yes.
And it would give them a sort of like superhuman strength sort of thing, yeah? So I'm wondering if there's some sort of link between the two chemistry that was able to create those.
It could be. I feel like the likely scenario is, though, that, like, the U.S. got a hold of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then tried to make it something else a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, starting with the base, because that seems to be, like, what America does. They just don't think for themselves. But, you know. But, yeah. I could see the parallel of that. Definitely.
Yeah. I don't really have too many more notes, to be honest. I think we have that one sort of, like, theory sort of thing about the Eternals and Kang kind of linking them to. But before we come on to that, we'll obviously have to talk about the post-credit scene. Really didn't know what to expect when there was a post-credit scene, but my God, I was so happy with it. I was so happy to see Val back again, knowing that they've been working on that for an entire year as well. I thought, yeah, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I love that we're going to see Yelena sort of be the anti-hero or whatever in the Hawkeye series. I think it's fantastic.
I disagree. I hated that she showed up. I was so mad. I was in the middle of tears. I was crying. I was actually crying, and then she shows up and ruins the moment, and I was like, you sneaky. Oh, God. I hated that. I was like, go home. Like, I hate her. I hate her so much, and I know we're supposed to hate her, and whatever, but, like, I just, like, I don't know. I am excited to see what they do with her and, like, what the hell is actually going on, but I just hate her. I hate her guts.
Did you see Val coming into that scene at any point until you actually got the reveal that it was her? Okay.
No.
I had that very small feeling.
Tribute and like like she's there at the grave. It's so cute. Like, oh my God. And then she just shows up and I was like,
Yeah, she just like blows her nose like, oh, I'm here, so sorry. Sorry to bother you on your day off. I don't know, I think the fact that it was so quiet, I was just a bit like, okay, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody's going to turn up.
That makes sense, yeah.
But I was kind of partially thinking, you know, maybe it would be Red Guardian or, you know, it would be the mum or someone like that. Just,
I thought it was going to be the mom.
Yeah. But no, because I love that, again, it's just another person that's been taken under Val's wing, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that in the next sort of Marvel releases. That she's slowly starting to build her army of superheroes.
I'm also just really sad that Yelena's working for her.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think the whole motivation in it being like, oh, this is the person responsible for Black Widow's death is a bit naff.
Yes.
Because I feel like Black Widow would have mentioned how close she is with Clint at some point, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know how well that's going to actually work out. Because, like, I was telling my friends about it, actually. I was like, you know what's going to happen is she's going to show up in the first 10 minutes of the show, or it's a show, right? Hawkeye is a show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yelena's going to show up, beat the fuck out of Clint, and Clint's going to be like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? And then she's going to be like, you killed my sister, and he's going to be like, nah, I tried to jump off the cliff, and your sister threw me back. And then she's going to be like, oh. And then they're going to work together. Like,
yeah.
It's going to be like a 20-minute interaction, and then it's going to be like, oh, we can be on a team again.
Yeah. But I don't know, it may not necessarily go like that. Like, it could surprise us, and I think Marvel definitely has done it in the past. Because they're also setting up the new Hawkeye, you know? So maybe it's the death of Cliff Barton, potentially. I don't know how happy he is where he is right now, but maybe that. Or maybe just a way for him to kind of retire.
Yeah. I'm hoping he just retires.
He has
a wife and kids. Like, this poor man has been through so much. He just needs a happy life.
Yeah. So yeah, we hope that's the case. But yeah, never know. Marvel tends to surprise us with things like that. But I love that, you know, it's kind of that glimpse into Hawkeye, and there's something to look forward to, and we get our kind of understanding and something that might happen. Yeah, so I probably wasn't very excited for Hawkeye, but knowing that Yelena's going to be in there, I think the potential that Red Guardian will be in there as well, is, you know, it definitely gets the juices flowing. I'm looking forward to Hawkeye 100%.
Definitely,
Yeah. Did you have anything to add about Black Widow in general, or anything that you kind of spotted just before we move on to ratings and theories?
Not like an Easter egg or anything, but the opening credit sequence, I was not expecting it, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was amazing. That's all I wanted to say, because it was so good. I was sat there and I was like, this is beautiful. And I wasn't expecting them to do it in the beginning. It gave me very, like, I think they definitely tried to do it, like, with the time period. Because that's the kind of stuff that they did in, like, 80s, 90s films. They would do, like, a cast, like, what's it called? And Marvel usually does it at the end. So, like, the fact that they put it in the beginning was, like, really cool. I really liked it. But that's all I wanted to say.
No, yeah. I think I was exactly the same. I didn't really touch on it too much, but yeah, was a great opening sequence. And yeah, just in general, really enjoyed the film. Which leads us very nicely into ratings. I'll always let you go first, considering you tend to give the more generous rating. So, give me your breakdown. What have you given this film?
I want to say like 8.5.
Okay.
And it's 90% of the reason why I'm giving it 8.5 is because I'm in love with Yelena.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair. I feel like she was a much stronger character than we originally intended.
I was saying to my friends, I like her better than I like Natasha. And I felt bad saying it, but I really genuinely like her better.
Yeah, I think she came across as a very strong character, even though she was not the main character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of resembling, Black Panther when you have, I've forgotten his sister's name. Yeah. Shuri is a much stronger character than Black Panther really is. You know, I feel like it's fair to say. And yeah, no, I can 100% see that. I think ratings wise, I'm gonna probably give this one an 8. which, you know,
Right.
still very good score, I feel.
We're pretty
This is
close
probably
this
the
time.
closest that we've actually had our scores in a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think it's simply because, like, don't get me wrong, I love the post-credit scene because it introduced Val and everything. I just feel like there was a mid-credits that could have potentially given us something a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is, as I've mentioned, just want to see a bit more Red Guardian. You know, just, I don't know, just wanted something. But, you know, it's like I said, there's the potential for him to then be in other series, movies. He's, you know, a part of the MCU family now. And, you know, it was a very good tribute to Black Widow. It's just a crying shame that it's taken all this time to kind of make that movie.
Definitely, yeah.
But it sets up Phase 4, well, technically, the end of Phase 4 really now, just very nicely, I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm really excited to see what they do.
Yeah. Okay, well, just before we let everybody go and enjoy their days, we're going to be just chatting about the like small little theory that you've managed to find, which is about the ship that's in the Eternals trailer. Kind of resembles the house that Kang lives in the final episode of Loki. Talk to me about that.
I don't really know what I think about that. I just thought it was really interesting. Like, it could be like there's eternal influences in like the structure of how it was built. It really seems to me, because a lot of Kang's technology reminded me of Wakandan tech. So it could be like Wakanda and the Eternals. They, like, by the 31st century, their tech is like the tech for the entire world, you know? Mm-hmm. And it could have very well just been like, that's how he built that place. Or maybe that's how things just are naturally in the universe, and that's why the Eternals were able to harness it, because they started at the beginning of the universe or whatever. I don't know, but I think it's really interesting.
Okay, so that pretty much wraps up today's episode. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to be back here next week with our sort of very generic episodes now, I suppose we're kind of going to call them. We'll be finding the latest MCU news, theories, a couple of predictions. And be sure to tune in a couple of weeks' time where we'll be previewing the What If series, which will... I believe that's the next release, isn't it?
I think so. It's very soon, actually. It's probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks. So
Yeah, it's August, so it is right around the corner.
I'm excited.
Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, please be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Be sure to check out Care's channel, link in the description. You can find their Twitter there as well. Follow us all on social media. And thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.